Like Vigil coming out of a great school, so this should be an exciting matchup.
Bell sounds, they touch gloves, and a big round kick by Todd Cornfield. Another one lands, and now Vigil smiles, laughs it off, and jumps in for the takedown, and he doesn't get it, and Cornfield is trying to bull him down. Looked like he might have been going for an inadvertent guillotine.
Yeah, Vigil kind of stepped his head underneath there. Cornfield thought about it for a moment, but Vigil, wise to it, escaped well. Now we're just seeing a battle for position against the ropes. Both these guys trying to go for a takedown, and an inadvertent low blow there by Cornfield. Referee right on top of it. He's going to give Vigil a moment to recover from that accidental strike.
Actually, JR, he'll give him up to 5 minutes to recover with no problem. And I'll tell you this, a lot of fighters don't take advantage of the 5-minute break. I would do that in every case. I'd take advantage of it, breathe a little bit, refocus on what you need to do, and think about what has happened leading into that little infraction there, and go from there. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of times guys just want to get right back into it, show that they're not hurt, but I think what you said is a really smart thing, Steve. Recover, get your wits back about you. Think about what's happened in the fight so far. If you're feeling okay, that's great. Still take the time, give yourself a moment to analyze what's happened, regroup your game plan, listen to your corner, and then get it on.
Matt Vigil stands in the, or rather he is in the catcher's position, if you will, in the front white neutral corner of the ring, breathing, taking it easy. We will see if he can continue. Sometimes, JR, something like that would create a problem and you wouldn't be able to continue because of what it does from the very, very lowest part of the abdominal region.
Yeah, well, the doctor was over there taking a look at him. I saw Vigil give him the heads-up sign that he was going to be okay. He didn't need the doctor's attention. So it looks like he's doing what we were talking about, Steve, just taking his time, making sure he's as recovered as he can be, and we're going to get this action going in a few moments here. All right, Vigil getting some motion back there. Looks like he's ready to go. Referee alerting the timekeeper. They're going to start, and here we go.
They restarted now. They both touch gloves, and now Matt Vigil, you got to wonder if that will have an effect on him. His trunks are noticeably moved to the left side of his body. They're not on exactly properly. Good front kick attempt that goes out in midair by Cornfield, and a big takedown by Matt Vigil.
Yeah, good job basically just catching Cornfield's body there, getting the nice slam. Now we're going to see what these guys have on the ground. There's some pretty good striking from Cornfield standing up. Nice takedown defense by both. And we're looking like Cornfield trying to stick a leg out there, maybe wanting to swivel his hips, set up an armbar, possibly a Kimura there. So yeah, Cornfield's trying to swing that arm underneath his leg there. That's the setup for the triangle. So Cornfield showing that he's pretty wise on the ground, and we kind of expected that coming out of Adam Martinez's school, Infinite Martial Arts.
Both fighters just pacing one another. In fact, I have to wonder if Matt Vigil is just content to stay in the guard of Todd Cornfield, and strikes land to the body of the head by Matt Vigil, and he's just patiently and methodically working technique right here as Todd Cornfield is on his back. All of the fans in the attended audience right here at the Fat City Event Center look on, and Matt Vigil patiently and methodically working, stacking Todd Cornfield in this opening round.
Yeah, Vigil doing a good job of staying really busy with the body strikes. That's not anything that's going to make the referee stop the bout, obviously, but it does set your opponent up for some stuff later on in the fight. It takes some energy away from him. And on the other side of it, Cornfield doing a good job of isolating the head of Vigil, keeping him in close so that he can't strike effectively to the head of Cornfield. And Cornfield still staying really active with his hips, looking like he's trying to swivel around there, set up some submissions again. Vigil back to that action with the body shots. That's going to pay dividends later in the fight if we see this go into the second and third round.
Kind of a chess match right here, JR, between both fighters. They both are looking for one or the other to make a mistake. Hasn't happened thus far. And Matt Vigil doing some very nice work with shots to the ribs, to the body of Todd Cornfield. And now we've got 10 seconds left, and we will take this fight to the second round right here at Kickdown 45. sounds to start the second round, and Matt Vigil puts his arm out to touch gloves, and Cornfield lashes out with a round kick.
Yeah, big smile from Vigil with that. Really nice body kick by Cornfield, but Vigil, dedicated to his takedown by that point, closes in and does get the takedown. So this is where round number 2 ended. What we saw was Vigil staying active enough on the ground, probably currying the judge's favor as far as landing more strikes. Cornfield was trying to set up some submissions, but didn't have any effect with that, and he'd had a decent portion of the round to try to do that. So we're going to see if this plays out any differently here in round number 2, Steve.
Matt Vigil took a hard kick coming in and a takedown, and both fighters, you can see Matt Vigil, JR, has improved immensely even since the last time we saw him.
Yeah, he really has, and that's something we're seeing throughout the entirety of this sport, is the level of the competitors just continues to rise. It's really an exciting time. Still strikes from Vigil, and trying to gain some positional control here off the bottom is Cornfield. I'm a little bit surprised at Cornfield with having all of his submission attempt stuff so far. Hasn't tried to sweep or improve his position yet. Just trying to swivel his hips, set up some submissions, but it hasn't been effective for about a round and a quarter, round and a half here. So he's going to have to start taking a different tactic pretty quickly here if he's going to have the judges look at him as the one that's going to be winning this fight.
Todd Cornfield fights out of a team, Infinite Mixed Martial Arts, well known in the region out of Loveland, Colorado, and Adam Martinez, the principal at Infinite, has done a fine job with many fighters like Noah Thomas of The Ultimate Fighter, but it's Matt Vigil who seems to be progressing here and doing fine work from the closed and open guard of Todd Cornfield as we move toward the latter stages of this second round, JR.
Yeah, Cornfield with a good job of staying so busy on the bottom. The Vigil isn't able to unload with anything effective. He isn't able to posture up. He hasn't landed hardly any headshots. Everything has been to the body. And like we alluded to early in the bout, that's going to pay dividends later in the fight. But Cornfield doing a pretty good job of stifling the offensive Vigil on the ground here.
The unknown factor here is what have the shots to the ribs of Todd Cornfield a la Matt Vigil done to usurp his fight effort here for Todd Cornfield. And Todd Cornfield, and I agree with you, JR, I would have thought that you would have seen some triangle, armbar, any type of a submission attempt out of Todd Cornfield. But it's Matt Vigil who has worked very diligently and methodically, patiently on the ground in that position as we close out the second round right here.
Yeah, and Cornfield again trying to swing that leg up so that he can go for a triangle attempt. Vigil having none of it. Cornfield did land some strong punches from the bottom of that round, stronger than we had seen in the first round, but that was pretty much all controlled by Vigil. Again, good job with his body shots there.
Seconds out to start this third and final round. Neither fighter looks too weathered. You have to wonder, here we are, JR, the championship rounds, and Todd Cornfield with a big left round kick, and Vigil laughs it off once again.
Same as we've started the first 2 rounds. Round 3 comes out just the same. Cornfield landing a high kick. Oh, that nice job there by Vigil. I thought Cornfield might have that guillotine sunk in pretty tight. Vigil with a good job popping his head out, getting the big slam. And here we are, basically the way that the entirety of rounds 1 and 2 played out. We'll see if anybody comes out with anything different here.
You can see the wrestler in Matt Vigil as he postures very, very properly, if you will, throughout this entire bout, and he's right where he's been the entire bout, landing shots to the ribs, and Cornfield works from the bottom.
Yeah, Cornfield doing a little better job with his strikes here in round number 3. Looks like he's making Vigil having to adjust his position a little bit, and that might be what Cornfield needs in order to gain the distance that he wants in order to set up those submission attempts.
JR, quite an advantage for Matt Vigil in this third round. He works right next to the red corner help of Steve Martinez and Scott Peterson of the Elite Fight Team at Advantage Martial Arts, and they're just belting out the instructions, and he's listening.
Yeah, you really can't overplay the importance of that. Nice job there by Vigil. He's got the choke in with the shin, or rather Cornfield had the choke in with the shin, but Vigil doing a good job of passing through that. Cornfield now taking some hard knee strikes from Vigil on top and side control. really a faster pace by Vigil here, looking to close it off maybe in round number 3. Goes for full mount, but that was the opportunity that Cornfield needed in order to start to turn the tide for himself. Vigil nearly had back control here, but Cornfield dedicated to his change of position, able to turn in. We're going to see how he does working out of the guard of Vigil now. Exactly the opposites of what we've seen for almost the entirety of this fight so far.
Such a close fight, JR, that it's anybody's fight thus far. Whoever can weather the storm here to the end and not get submitted could walk away with a victory right here. And there was a heel hook attempt by Cornfield, and now Vigil gets right back up and works from the close guard of Todd Cornfield, where they have been throughout this bout.
Yeah, Vigil back where we've seen him be comfortable through rounds 1 and 2, most of round 3. Good job by him avoiding that heel hook submission attempt. Just came right back into the guard of Cornfield. He's going to be wise to how good Cornfield is with his sweeps now, and I think we're going to see him probably just ride out the rest of this fight, content to throw those shots from the top. He's looked really comfortable there so far, and it's paid dividends for him, Steve.
Todd Cornfield now setting up for the triangle, and there's 10 seconds left. And can Matt Vigil weather the storm? I believe he can. And we will make this fight, and it will go to the judges' scorecards in what was a great little fight, JR.
Yeah, nice action all the way through.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for these two warriors? We go to the judges' scorecards, where each and every judge has scored this bout 30-27 for the winner by unanimous